Screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll solve the problem on module 1. You already know the basic concept of module 1. Some easy problem is there, but I'll do the revision for that module 1. Okay. Uh, I'll read the problem. A pre-stressed concrete beam 400 into 600 in section has a span of 6 meter and is subjected to uniformly distributed load of 16 kilonewton per meter, including the self weight of the beam. The pre-stress in tandem, which is located along the longitudinal centroidal axis, provide an effective pre-stressing force of 960 kilonewton. Determine the extreme fiber stress in concrete at midspan section. Draw the stress distribution diagram. So in this problem, what they given is they given the rectangular section along with pre-stressing force of 960 kilonewton. You can see here 960 kilonewton pre-stressing force is acting at the center of the beam. And what is the UDL acting on the top of the beam? UDL is given as 16 kilonewton per meter. 16 kilonewton per meter. This is the section 400 width and 600 depth of the section. So first you have to calculate the what is the half of the section. Half means whatever the load acting at the center. How to calculate center of this beam? Y. Y is equal to depth divided by 2. So you can calculate y is equal to total distance or depth divided by 2 will give the overall or centroid of the section. So you already know how to calculate area. So area is equal to 0.4 into 0.6. You get the area of the section. So area is equal to 0.04 meters square. After this moment, how to calculate the moment? Moment is equal to moment of inertia. Remember, for the module 1 to module 5, whatever you calculating the moment of inertia only for rectangle only. That's why you have to remember the formula for moment of inertia. Rectangle is equal to BDQ by 12. This is the standard formula we are using in pre-stressing force. Already, if they ask for whatever, the moment of inertia formula for rectangular section is equal to BDQ by 12. So what is the value of B then? Breadth is equal to 0.4 meter. Depth is equal to 0.6 meter. So formula is BD cube divided by 12. So moment of inertia for the rectangular section is 7.2 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then section modulus. What do you mean by section modulus? Section modulus is nothing but whatever you calculating the moment of inertia, it should be divided by the y indicate center. So in this problem, the load is center. See here. In this problem, the load is center. That's why YT and YB is same. The load is acting at the center of the rectangular section. That's why YB, top fiber and bottom fiber, we will call as section modulus T, top and bottom. The T, the suffix T indicate top, suffix B indicate bottom. So Z is equal to ZB is equal to moment of inertia divided by Y is equal to what you were calculating already. I is equal to 7.2 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by what is the center of the rectangle section. You have to calculate the center of the rectangle section. So what is the section modulus then? So section modulus ZT is equal to ZB is equal to 0.024 meter raised to 3. This is the section modulus of the given problem. So this is already, you know, this is the simple supported beam. So simple supported beam carrying a UDL. So how to calculate moment of inertia or moment? Sorry, not moment of inertia, moment. So moment is equal to WL raised to square or WL square divided by 8. This is the formula to calculate the moment of simply supported beam carrying a UDL. So here the W load is dead load because the live load is included. They already mentioned in the problem that calculate the dead load including live load. If not, then you have to calculate moment is equal to separate 16 kilonewton. Again, you have to add dead load. Dead load is nothing but weight of the section. Weight of the section is area into density. In this problem, see here, Don't confuse in exam also. See here, we mentioned that the uniformly distributed load 16 kilonewton per meter square, including self weight. So they mentioning including self weight. That's why moment of inertia, or sorry, moment is equal to dead load plus live load. So substitute the values. So moment is equal to 16 into 6 square divided by 8. We get the 72 kilonewton per meter. So this is the formula to calculate the resultant stress at the top fiber and bottom fiber. This is the formula to calculate the resultant at the top and bottom. So what is the top fiber? Ft. Top fiber is equal to P by A. This is P by A due to pre-stressing force. Force divided by area. This is pre-stressing force. And moment. So what is the moment due to dead load and moment due to live load? So always remember, if they given dead load and dead load or live load, the top fiber is always positive. The formula to calculate top fiber or bottom fiber is positive. Or else you can add this both. MD plus ML is this is a moment due to dead load and live load. Here the moment due to dead load and live load is combined here. That's why we can skip this formula. You can write, instead of MD plus ML divided by ZT, you can write M divided by ZT. Moment due to dead load and live load divided by top fiber. ZT means sectional modulus at the top. This is the formula to calculate the resultant stress at the top. So substitute the values. 960 divided by 0.24, sorry, 0.24 plus 72 divided by 0.024. So substitute the values, will get a resultant stress at the top is equal to 7000 kilonewton per meter square. So similar formula to calculate the resultant at the top fiber. Here what is the formula? Why here taking minus? Because see, the resultant stress at the bottom is always negative. So this is formula P by A due to pre-stressing force divided by area, and this is dead load and live load, because at the top fiber this is positive and bottom fiber the dead load and whatever live load acting at the bottom is have to take negative. But in exam you have to keep in your mind that the dead load and live load whatever acting at the bottom of the fiber is negative, top fiber is positive. So if you remember one formula, then you can interchange the change the sign, then you can easily remember. So what is the formula then? So just substitute the values. P by A 960 divided by 0.24 minus 72 divided by 0.024. So resultant stress at the bottom is equal to 1000 kilonewton per meter square. So after this they ask to find the stress diagram. See here, if they in exam, if they ask for stress distribution diagram, in exam if they ask for stress distribution diagram, then only you have to draw this, or else no need to draw this stress distribution diagram. So this is your beam, this is your rectangular beam, consists of 400 into 600 dimension, and 960 kilonewton is acting here. So this is direct stress. Direct stress is nothing but P by A. Whatever you calculate the value, P by A is this value is called P by A. This is direct stress. Direct stress means whatever the load acting on the concrete based on that area is called direct stress. P by A, force divided by area. And this is the bending stress due to live load. This is bending stress due to live load. Whatever you given the live load and dead load is included. So from the top fiber you got 3000, from the bottom fiber you got something 3000. This is the value bending stress at the top and bottom of the beam. So this is the resultant. So resultant at the top, see here, the resultant at the top is 7000 and resultant at the bottom is 1000. So both sign is positive. That's why you have to I have to show that 7000 at the top here, 7000 at the top here, and 1000 bottom. The value of 1000 should be here. It should be in same direction. If it is negative, then you have to take this diagram in like this. You have to draw this diagram like this. If it is negative, this is the bending resultant stress at the given problem. Understood? This is simple problem. Normally they'll ask simple problem in module 1, or else they'll ask some theory part. Okay, I'll solve one more problem. See, the simple problem, this is also a pre-stressed concrete beam 400 into 600 mm in section has a span of 6 meter. Okay, the span of the beam is 6 meter and this is subjected to uniformly distributed load of 16 kilonewton per meter, including self weight of the beam. Here also, whatever the total load acting on the beam is 16 kilonewton per meter, including self weight. Self weight means 0.4. This area 0.4 into 0.6 into density is including. The pre-stressing tendon is located 100 mm from the center of gravity. Here, whatever the 960 kilonewton or whatever the here also 960 kilonewton load is acting at the 100 mm means 0.1 meter from the center of the rectangular section. So calculate the extreme fiber stress at the midspan. Here also same dimension they given from the previous problem. Here is similar step. First step is how to calculate center of gravity. Center of gravity is equal to y is equal to 0.6 divided by 2. Same area also same previous only. This previous problem method only. Here see the sectional modulus. Sectional modulus also same. Sectional modulus at the top and bottom I. This is modulus of sorry, this is a moment of inertia. Whatever the moment of inertia you calculated, it should be divided by y. Y means center of the section. So you'll get the section modulus at the top and bottom. And moment also same. Moment is equal to, because it is simply supported beam carrying a UDL. That's why WL square divided by 8. Here W is 16 kilonewton per meter including self weight. So no need to again add self weight of the beam and all. Okay. After this, here, what is the resultant stress at the top of the fiber? So you already know what is the formula to calculate resultant stress. Resultant stress is equal to P by A plus moment divided by ZT. So here, why you are taking PE divided by ZT? Because you already know here force is acting here. See, this is your force 960 kilonewton. So 960 kilonewton force acting at a distance 0.1 meter here, 0.1 meter. That's why force into this distance. Again, you have to take first one. You have to resultant stress is equal to force divided by area plus this 960 kilonewton force into 0.1. 960 kilonewton into 0.1. That is P into E. Got it? Why I am taking this P into E is because the pre-stressing force, whatever the 960 kilonewton is not acting at the center. It is acting at the distance of 0.1 meter from the center. That's why the formula will change. This is the second formula to calculate pre-stressing force resultant stress at the top. That is Ft is equal to P divided by A minus P into E divided by ZT plus M divided by ZT. This is the resultant at the top. So why I am writing here T indicate suffix. T indicate what top of the fiber. Whatever you calculating top and bottom, this indicate top. Okay. Then substitute the value. What is the value? Resultant stress at the top fiber. Resultant stress at the top fiber is equal to 960 divided by 0.24 minus 960 into 0.1 divided by 0.024 plus 72 divided by 0.024. This is the moment. This is the total moment. Whatever you calculated, this is 72. You have to substitute. Okay. This is top fiber. What is bottom fiber then? So see here, the top fiber is negative because see here, whatever the force acting is from the acting downwards. So this moment is acting from the bottom to top. That's why P into E is negative from the top. Sorry, P into E should be taken from the negative sign from the top fiber, and P into E should be taken from the bottom of the fiber. This is the formula to calculate resultant stress at the bottom fiber. Bottom fiber formula is equal to P by A plus same force P into E. That force is acting at the, you already know how to calculate movement. Moment is equal to force into distance. Here P is your force. Here P is your force and E is your distance. That is moment. P into E divided by ZT. So just substitute all the values. 960 divided by 0.24, 960 divided by 0.24 plus 960 into 0.1 divided by 0.024 minus 72 divided by 0.024. This is the resultant stress at the top fiber. See here. Here you can see the solved problem. See, this is your beam and this is your 960 kilonewton acting at a distance of 100 mm. So this is the direct stress. What is the direct stress? P by A. Whatever you calculating the previous this problem, value P by A, the top fiber and bottom fiber is same. Direct stress. So this is the bending stress due to pre-stress. Bending stress due to pre-stress is nothing but P into E. Whatever you're getting the P into E divided by ZT value. P into E divided by ZT value is top fiber is 400, bottom fiber is also 4000. This is the bending stress due to pre-stress P into E. This is the bending stress due to load. The external load, what they given? External load they given, right? 16 kilonewton per meter square. This is the bending stress due to external load or bending stress due to load, and this is the bending stress due to pre-stress. Pre-stress is nothing but P into E. This value P into E divided by ZT. What you calculate this value, if you substitute, you will get the 3000 something like this. Okay, and this is resultant. So top resultant. See here, this is bottom value is 5000 here. Top fiber is 3000 here. See, top fiber value is 3000. 3000 values here. Here also 3000 value. This is the simple problem from the module 1. Okay, and again some parabolic section will come, live load, top bottom will come. See here, this is on second at the end section. I'll solve this. I'll solve this problem and conclude this class. Okay, this is very important. Okay, I'll read the problem first. To carefully listen. Okay, a pre-stressing beam, that is PSC beam of rectangular section 300 mm wide and 600 mm deep has a span of 10 meter. The effective pre-stressing force is 980 kilonewton at an eccentricity of 120 meter. So 980 kilonewton force is acting at a distance of 120 meter from the center. The dead load of the beam is 4.5 kilonewton per meter and beam has to carry the live load of 7.5 kilonewton per meter. So determine the extreme stress. So they are mentioning determine the extreme stress at the end section, midspan section and midspan section along with live load, midspan section without live load. Okay, they asked to find the extreme stress with 3 conditions. So first step is, you already know what is the center of gravity, that is Y, center of the section. Y is equal to depth is equal to 0.6 meter divided by 2. We'll get the center of gravity or half section of the beam. Okay, then what is the area? Area is equal to breadth into depth, 0.3 into 0.6. We'll get the area. After this, moment of inertia. This is rectangular section only. That's why no need to worry about this other formula. You have to just remind this formula or just buy it. This is for your lifelong. What is the moment of inertia or moment of inertia for rectangular section? I is equal to, have to write blindly, have to write BD cube divided by 12. Okay, then substitute the value of this sectional modulus of ZP and ZB, top and bottom, is equal to I divided by Y. Whatever you're getting the value, just substitute it. Then moment due to live load. See here, whatever the live load is given 4.5 and dead load is equal to 4.5 and live load carrying is 7.5. So here also you have to separate calculate for this. So first is dead load. So this is the formula, same formula, because the simply supported beam carrying a UDL. That's why the moment is equal to W L square divided by 8. Here W due to dead load. So dead load they given 4.5. So substitute the value 4.5 into 10 square divided by 8. This is moment due to dead load. So this is the moment due to live load. So what is the live load they given? 7.5. So same formula, just interchange. Instead of live load 4.5, just interchange the 4.5 instead of 7.5. Just substitute and calculate. This is due to live load and dead load movement. This is live load and dead load moment. So in this problem, they asked to find the extreme fiber at the end section. End section is nothing but, see here, I'll show here in this diagram. Okay, they are not shown the diagram. I'll show previous. See, this is your concrete section, right? This is your concrete section. They asked to find the extreme fiber at the end section. This end section, you have to calculate the at the end section. So at the end section there is no, here the end section is here. In the end section what you're getting is FT, stress is equal to force divided by area minus PE divided by ZT, because at the end section there is no live load consideration, there is no dead load consideration, because at the midspan only the live load and dead load concept will come. At the end section there is no live load effect, there is no dead load section, because at the pre-end the moment due to live load and dead load at the end section is 0. That's why at the end section this formula you have to remember. So Ft is equal to force divided by A minus force into eccentricity divided by T. Just substitute the values and calculate the values for this. This is for top section. Same formula, just reverse this sign, because top fiber is positive and bottom fiber is negative. Means I have to change this sign. This is the formula to calculate at the end section. Okay. Then the second concept they ask is calculate the extreme fiber section from the rectangular section without live load. Without live load means you already know this formula. What is the formula to calculate extreme fiber? P by A minus PE divided by ZT plus moment due to dead load I am taking. Moment due to dead load I am taking. I am not taking the live load. I am not taking the ML divided by ZT, because they asked to find without live load. If they ask to find with live load, then you have to add MD divided by ZT plus ML divided by ZT. Okay, this is the concept, because they asked to find without live load. Just substitute the values. Whatever the value will get, Ft is equal to P by A minus PE divided by ZT plus MD divided by ZT. 980 divided by 0.18 minus 980 into 0.12 divided by 0.018 plus 56.25 divided by 0.018. So this is from this formula used to calculate the top fiber, and bottom fiber also same. Here sign conversion, here the sign will be positive and dead load and live load will be reverse. Here top dead load is positive, here bottom dead load is negative. Just substitute the values and calculate the top and bottom extreme fiber stress value. This is the midspan without live load. So this is midspan with live load. Same formula. I am adding one more content, that is ML divided by ZT. This is the formula to calculate extreme fiber at the top midspan with live load. Means P by A minus PE divided by ZT plus moment due to dead load divided by ZT plus moment due to live load, because the previous second case they asked to find extreme fiber without live load. Here third case is they asked to find extreme fiber with live load. Same formula. Just have to add live load moment. So live load already calculated. They given the 4.5 and 7.5 live load and dead load. Just substitute the values and calculate the moment due to that value. And just substitute the values. Here see, whatever the sign is there, just reverse the sign for bottom. whatever sign is there, just reverse it. See here, P by A plus here moment due to top fiber is negative, here bottom fiber is positive, and whatever the moment acting at the top is always positive and bottom is negative. You have to take the MD minus MD divided by ZB minus ML divided by ZB. You have to take this value and just substitute the values, will get bottom of the fiber. And this is the stress diagram. This is first case. Here first case only P by A. Only concept is P by A, and this is bending stress due to PE divided by ZT or ZB. Okay, PE divided by ZT and ZB. Got it? This is the formula to calculate this. This is first case. Here second case. This is P by A. This is direct stress. P by A. This is PE divided by ZB. PE divided by ZB or ZT, and this is due to moments, bending moment due to dead load. And here last case is P by A. This is bending stress. Bending stress is P by A. This is PE by ZB or ZT, and this is due to live load, and this is due to dead load. Here I am not considering live load because the second case they asked to find without live load. Got it?